my gratitude and thanks to Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Lokhande for hosting this FinTech event. And, I'm really taken away by the vision of Dr. Pillai. And I think the leadership of Dr. Sandeep and PPT, but PPT is not for you, PPT is for me because sometimes I really get carried away and I start from A, go to Z. So this PPT is for me, not for you. This will really, so I thought before we really get deep dive into the use cases of data science and AI with other speakers will be talking more. Let me set up the context about what is fintech. Right? Most of you may be knowing about the fintech, but for the sake of interest of student, those who are studying engineering, management student may be knowing about fintech. Let me set up the context, what fintech is, why fintech, what are the financial services, what kind of use cases fintech can really offer, what kind of fintechs are there, right? So it's not only one kind of fintech which we have heard here, right? So there are various kind of fintech, what kind of use cases they are solving, right? And then at last we'll also discuss what kind of skill set you will be requiring. The whole day till say 4 o'clock, we'll have multiple panel discussions and keynotes. They will be taking you deep dive into various other aspects. So, how many of you need money? Everybody, right? And if you go to banks, bank will only offer money to those who do not need money, right? Bank will offer money not to those who need money. So if Mr. Adani goes and he asks for 50,000 crores loan, he will get. But if I go and ask him for even say 20 crores loan, bank will not give me, right? So this is ironic, but this is the fact of the matter. This is how the bank typically works. Today, why Mr. Adani because he built that kind of credibility. It is not only the hard work he's done. There is an entire financial institution, banking institution backing him to really take his vision forward. And roughly, so the world population is around 7.2 billion. And out of that 2.5 billion, even more than that, they do not have any financial instrument which is called bank account. Or loan. So Mr. Adani must have repaid the loan. He has good credit history, right? And that's the reason he is getting the loan. So the point which I want to really convey that majority of the world population do not have any relationship with the bank. And since they don't have the relationship and the first relationship is the bank account, right? It is ironic that Dr. Gangopal was the board member of the bank and bank denied him to open the bank account. Forget about those poor people in India or remote parts of the India or Nigeria. They don't have this kind of instrument. And that is one of the major genesis of this fintech industry, right? Now we have a lot of other forms of the fintech, not only the financial instrument, which we'll talk about, right? The other reason why fintech we are talking about and a lot of MBA students are sitting over here because there's a money. Bank means money, right? And we can smell money. This really brings sparks in our money. Right. So this year, almost $107 billion has been invested into fintech. Right. So this offers a great opportunity as far as career is concerned. Banking, BFSI industry roughly invest close to, so whatever the business happens in analytics, AI, data science, BFSI contribution is roughly around 57%, more than 50%. And that's why BFSI and fintech is very important for you. What is fintech? Let's understand. Fintech is basically financial technology. Right? And why you apply financial technology? So that you don't encounter this kind of uncomfortable answer that you can't open the bank account. Right? So it is basically to expand your financial services, be it lending, be it bank account opening, or be it a credit card, or be it debit cards, right? So all kind of financial services, financial technology can really extend. Today, fintech has become synonymous to startup companies, but it is not only limited to fintech. Yesterday, whole day, I was watching about fintech nominations in our Aegis Award. And exciting innovation came from even large companies like Yes Bank, Axis Bank, right? So even large banks are also doing fintech innovation. So fintech is not only the startup company. Why fintech? Why technology is needed in financial domain? Just like other industries, just like telecom or say airline or automobile, legacy technologies are inefficient, and legacy technologies are not allowing them to really add things. Fintech industry, finance industry also want to fly. And if you want to fly, you need technology, right? And that's the reason emergence of this new age technology has come. And we'll discuss which kind of technologies are using this fintech growth, right? So this was a bank. This is a bank, right? If you go to Hiranandani, you'll find such kind of buildings, right? And this is the traditional look of a bank. 2008, this was broken, right? And M-Pesa was launched in Kenya, Uganda, right? And majority of the people, if you open an ATM, people will rob the entire ATM. And there were some incidents here in India as well. They dig out the ATM, put it into a truck and carry away. If you carry money in your pocket, you will be abducted, right? And you don't have the bank. There is no existence of the bank, but people have to really transfer the money, right? They have to borrow the money. If they're working somewhere, they have to resend the money at home. And that's why Vodafone started M-Pesa much before what fintech is. Fintech is a long history, but I'll not go those academic history of the fintech. But in my professional opinion, this was the first phase of the fintech, even before the fintech actually became a buzzword, which was roughly around 2014, right? 14 onward, fintech became pretty buzzword, right? That coincided with the rise of AI, data science, and analytics, and all those kind of stuff. Right? Today, M-Pesa is empowering millions of people. They have roughly around a billion users in entire Africa. These are the couple of financial services, most of you are aware: banking, lending, credit card, right? Investment banking, bonds, right? So fintech industry, which is financial technology or fintech startups, actually empowers and adds wings to all these services. Which are the technology which is fueling and empowering this fintech industry? These are the major technologies. Of course, we can't really forget the legacy software technology, right? But these are the new age technology. Cloud has actually power. Now you don't have to really have your own data warehouse. You can, any startup company today can really go on AWS or Microsoft Azure or even our local cloud control labs and start the services. They don't have to really invest money to buy those heavy servers. So today the entry barrier has gone down, and that's the reason that thousands and thousands of startups have come in fintech area. And Bombay is, by the way, the hub for the fintech. Bombay is among top 10 fintech hubs in world, right? So you are in right place. The other is, of course, mobile. And that is where the fintech revolution started. And you don't, so M-Pesa even works without a smartphone. Even normal phone, you can really do the payment through the SMS, right? That was the genesis. Now today you have pretty advanced phone. Social, right? So people are connected with Facebook and other stuff. So mobile, cloud, social has fueled it. Right? And then again, blockchain. Blockchain was the idea which emerged. Sotimora started with this notion that not only few people should really control the money, right? Because they can devalue, they can do anything. So this money needs to be decentralized. And that's how cryptocurrency, that's how blockchain started, right? So blockchain actually is offering security in this whole thing, and there are tons of companies which are offering. Data science, AI, ML, this actually work like a brain, right? Because if you really expand, if you really scale, you need organisms just like a human brain, which can smart enough, intelligent enough to really expand, take the decisions. And everywhere you don't have to really do the manual intervention because the moment you bring in human are the reasons for the growth, but the humans are also the reason for the obstacle. They're also the reason not for a growth, right? So you need to really remove human from this whole chain. And that is where AI, data science, ML actually works. RPA has played a major role in terms of automation because you can't really keep on doing the redundant activities again and again, right? So RPA has fueled this entire automation. AR, VR, metaverse is adding another layer. Yesterday, I saw one interesting nomination by KIAI, right? And what they have done, they have created the entire banking services. They have created metaverse for the banking services. So in metaverse, you can really go and do the banking transactions. You can go, your avatar can really go and interact with the avatar of ICICI Bank. Very interesting concept, right? Of course, there are a lot of issues which are related with security and privacy and other stuff, but I think companies are getting towards that area. That also leads to another important area, which is security. Because as the digitalization happens, we are seeing a lot of frauds are happening, right? A lot of digital jamtaras form are coming up everywhere, right? And that's where a lot of opportunities are coming in the security. Security is being tightening up, but at the same time, there is loophole, right? So if there is no security, because the security is pretty tightened by the regulator, which is RBI, right? And any central bank in any of the country, right? Because they're very concerned about money, and money is pretty volatile, right? So you need to really handle money carefully, and for that you need to really put in the security. So these are the building blocks. Of course, regulation has played a major role. Specifically, if you talk about India, we need to really feel proud today. India has become a leader in terms of fintech technology, and courtesy to government's initiative, the government has created a digital stack and created the UPI. And UPI just in last 6 years has really transformed, and the growth is exponentially, and the world is watching us, right? We have given an example to the world, and after this Russia and Ukraine crisis, the whole world is looking at India for the better solution. Now let's come back before we deep dive into use cases of AI and data science. What is AI and what is data science, right? Very briefly. So AI is, people call it as artificial intelligence. In my opinion, there is nothing artificial about that. If you go on, most of you, those who have come down over here, you must have used the Google Map. In Bombay, I trust more on Google Map than the God, right? Why? Because you've never met God, right? But at least Google Map can really tell you how much time it will take and when you will reach. Even in morning while coming over here, we took the help of Google Map. Google Map, there is nothing artificial in Google Map. Google Map is basically aggregation of the real-time inputs, data inputs by the real humans, not bots, right? So artificial intelligence, in my opinion, is basically aggregation of that human intelligence for the better decision making, right? And you'll find hundreds of examples, right? It mimics the human behavior. So you can really make any device, any software, any system as smart as human. Right? So yesterday I was watching another innovation, very interesting innovation, Sarthi.ai, again built by the Indian guy. And what this Sarthi does, so if you take a loan, so these banks, if you don't pay the loan, these banks will put the recovery agents after you, right? And these recovery agents will talk in rough language, right? And sometimes you feel pissed off, sometimes genuinely you have forgotten to really make the payment. So they have created an AI which actually talks to you just like a human being, right? In Hindi and English. What you will call talking capability God has given to you. This is a natural behavior, right? And this AI, conversational AI, is capable of you say, okay, I don't have the money at this point of time, so it will give you recommendation that okay, why don't you really pay in EMI? I can really convert that EMI. So you will feel like as if you're talking to the human being. And this conversational AI will be empathetic rather than threatening you, right? It will tell you if you don't pay, it may reduce down, it may erode your credit score, right? It will not threaten you. Because if you record, you can really actually sue against the bank. And then there has been a lot of incidences when people did suicide, there has been a lot of harassment. And this Sarthi AI is being deployed by a lot of banks, right? So AI is that, right? AI is you are creating the human avatar, human intelligence for the scale and using the human intelligence and behavior putting into the system. What data science is? Data science is all about making the right decision, right? Whether you want to give a loan or to this guy or not, right? Whether he can really pay you the loan back or not. Should we really invest in this stock? Should we really buy this house or not, right? So this kind of analysis you have to really do. And every day we do. If you have 100 rupees in your pocket, are you going to really go and take a dinner in Taj? No, certainly not, right? So as a human being, we take a decision. But when you have to really deal with a large data, so many customers, you need to really do the automated decision making, right? Either you have to take the manual decision or automated decision making, and that's what data science analytics is all about, right? Data science, modern data science is basically traditional analytics plus big data and plus AI, because if you have to really analyze 160 million customers' data, you can't really do it in Excel, right? You can't really do it with paper and pen. Even if you have to really find out what is the average loan size, or what is the, if Amazon want to identify what is the average ticket size people are buying, you can't really do that, right? And you have a lot of data. Let's example, there are a lot of companies like Credit Vidya and other companies, they try to really build your credit score and find out whether you are a credit worthy or not. They collect a lot of data, which is structured data and unstructured data, right? In KYC compliance, you really give a lot of unstructured documents, unstructured data, which is your Aadhaar card and other bank statement scan, right? So you have text, you have images, you have video, you have structured, unstructured, all kind of data, right? And a large volume of the data. And that's called big data. So you have to apply analytics on the big data. And plus, so analytics traditionally was on structured data. Structured data is row column data, right? Unstructured data, which is images, video, you can't really do it with traditional analytics, right? So you need to apply AI. If you have to read the text, you need NLP. If you have to read images and video, you need computer vision, right? If you have to really do find the pattern, you need say deep learning, you need machine learning, and all these things are subset of AI. So my definition of data science is basically doing analytics on large data with the help of AI, because you have to analyze multiple formats of the data, right? So that set up the context. Right? So I can't really do more than that in just 5 minutes, but I think you have understood before I actually take you deep dive now. Which are the areas where finance industry and banking industries are thinking about improvement with? Number one is basically customer experience. customer care, and I gave you the example of this loan recovery, right? The personalization. So if some agent is visiting you, he should be able to give you the recommendation that what kind of financial products you can really buy. Like if you go to Policy Bazaar can really give you the recommendation, right? So personalization, security, right? These are the multiple areas. Credit scoring. There, the banks, financial institutions want to improve their efficiency. Now, let's see a couple of use cases which other speakers will also talk about. So just to give you a brief idea, fraud detection. Like example, you have a credit card and you have not done any transaction which is more than 5,000, and immediately you do the 10,000 transaction, the bank will block your card, or you will receive an automated call to you that sir, is it you, right? And these are millions and millions of transactions happening, right, every second. You cannot do it humanly, right? And that's where you have anomaly, fraud detection, algorithms working behind under the hood, right? So that's where the fraud detection, fraud prevention. There's a company in Canada, what they have done, they have even created the behavior profile. So even if you steal my phone, even if you have the user ID password, and if you try to really enter, my mobile phone knows that how much pressure I really put, how much time I take to enter my user ID and password. And if there is a deviation, it will block. And that level of behavioral profiling is done, right? A simple example, if you go on Gmail, Google, if you try to log in from other device, it will ask you to send the OTP, right? So the behavioral profiling is done for detection of the fraud, prevention of the fraud, security, right? Risk analysis, whether I can really give you the loan or not. Yesterday, again, I saw a very interesting company and they are into chit fund, right? I had a different opinion about the chit fund. So they have built the algorithms wherein they are trying to really build a risk profile, whether this customer is risky or not, right? With honeypots, right? And so you can actually build a customer profile, risk profile. Then you can really do the credit scoring. So there are a lot of people those who do not have the simple score, and still they want a loan of say 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees. How you can really do that? You can really do if you put the app on the mobile phone, you can actually see whether this guy is buying on Amazon or not, how much is the buying and spending pattern, and based on that you can actually build a profile. Let's say example, if somebody is doing the 30 or 40,000 rupees transaction and he is receiving the SMS, right? You can definitely give him say 2,000 or 5,000 rupees loan. You can also, let's say you also can identify which location this person is living, right? So there are multiple data points which these fintech companies extract, and based on they actually build the risk profile, parallel credit scoring for a smaller amount. Stock price prediction, KYC compliance, right? So there are multiple use cases are there which other speakers will talk about, but these are some broad areas where you can really apply AI and data science. What kind of type of fintech companies are there, right? So you have payments fintech companies, you have say Google Pay, you have Paytm, right? You have Bharat Pay. They actually give you the payments. You can actually transfer the payment here and there, right? Then you have regulatory tech companies. These regulatory tech companies, they actually help you because financial world, BFSI industry is heavily regulated. Everywhere you have a regulation, compliances, right? Right from KYC compliance, right? Very strict compliance. So these companies, fintech companies, have raised one dedicated for actually helping you to comply these regulations. And then you have insurtech. So companies which are helping you in insurance sector, right? So typically you have a policy bazaar, you have easy policy. So they have created a marketplace. They actually help you in terms of buying this insurance, those kind of stuff. Then you have a wealth tech. Wealth tech, these are the robo advisors. They actually advise you where you need to really put in your money, right? Which typically investment bankers does. Then you have blockchain and cryptocurrency based startups. There are hundreds of startups, and especially youth are more aware about these cryptocurrencies than me. Right? Cyber security, I gave you a couple examples. Then personal financing app, they help you to really manage your finances. Then you have lending fintech company, they only help you to lend, right? Buy now, pay later, right? Of course, it is under the regulatory radar, quite controversial stuff, but these kind of stuff, right? They actually help you to lend money. Neobanks, the new age of neobanks. Yesterday, I saw neobank for only women, she pays, right? This started in Bombay only. So neobanking can do everything what typically a bank does. The only thing they don't have the banking license, and they can offer most of the services online, right? So within fintech, you have hundreds of flavors, right? And this is one of the largest growing area, and you're sitting in the right city. You're in the hub of fintech, and based on your interest, based on your skills, you can really launch. Not only you can really work, but you can really launch. A lot of my students, they are working in fintech areas, and we have one over here, very proud, Ravind Paul, and he will be talking about his experience in fintech. So I think I'm done. If you have any question, I can take one question and then, or let's take the question later on. I think whatever I have set up the context, the other speakers will really fulfill your curiosity. Thank you so much.